Motivation is the reason which instills people to embark upon certain behavior that is persuasive in nature. This persuasive nature tends to motivate people towards that particular task, goal or objective. Therefore, motivation is the force that drives an individual and propels them towards their objectives. In order to be motivated, one has to adapt to certain behavioral patterns that actually bring the mind to work dynamically. Therefore, it is a state of mind which is not related to one's personality but is rather adopted by a person who is intrinsically motivated. There are certain aspects of behaviors that tend to propel a person towards being motivated. These are arousal of behavior, direction of behavior, and persistence of behavior. 1. Arousal of behavior. This is the triggering factor that brings a change of mind. When a person is motivated, she tends to start thinking about the actions related to what motivated them. These actions arouse one's behavior, in which certain action plans are created in the mind of the person who is motivated. Therefore, arousal is also the activation of behavior. 2. Direction of behavior. Direction of behavior is the alignment of one's thoughts and action plans so that a sense of direction is formed. When a person's behaviors are directed, she tends to maintain their focus towards their target objective. Moreover, direction also maintains one's thoughts towards that particular action plan. Self-improvement and motivation for success 26. 3. Persistence of behavior. Persistence is an important element in motivation as it ensures continuity and concreteness regarding the action plans. It also maintains one's motivation and also continues the goal achievement of the person. Other than these behavioral aspects, motivation is also catered by some motives that are important. These can be psychological or physiological in nature, which fall under homeostatic motives, such as those important for living, e.g., thirst, hunger, etc., non-homeostatic motives such as shelter-seeking habits, curiosity, etc., and social, learned motives such as approval, appreciation, etc. Homeostatic elements are inborn and need not be nurtured as such. They are present as an inherent part of one's nature. Non-homeostatic elements tend to be affected by the surroundings and can arise due to general observation. However, social or learned motives are different in every individual, as people tend to behave differently, face variety of situations, and are shaped continuously by the people and the situation they face. That is why every individual's response to these motives is quite different, depending on their upbringing, experience and learning pattern. Therefore, every individual responds differently when motivated, which is exhibited via the behavioral aspects and the individual motives. The key point to note here is that no matter how you are conditioned, always respond positively so as to maximize your potential and harbor your motivation. Once you learn how to control these behavioral aspects, you can take charge of yourself and change sails according to the direction your life propels you in. This would make you move easily into the realms of success. Being successful is very important for everybody. It is the intrinsic need of human beings to gain recognition, dignity and success. However, in order to successful, one needs to be highly motivated. This is so because motivation gives one the inertia and the power to propel themselves towards success. However, motivation is important for success due to other reasons as well. Some of these are as follows. 1. Motivation serves as the basic startup. Have you ever been forced to do some work that you don't like? How have you reacted to that work? Not that positively for sure. Now compare that work to some work that you like to perform. Do you realize the difference in your attitude when you compare both of these tasks? Which one was accomplished quickly with a better work quality? Of course, the task you liked performing was performed way better. This is what motivation is. It serves as a startup so that you can get ahead with the work. The most difficult aspect of any task is to get it started, and once things get started, there is no looking back. Therefore, motivation is a key factor in making you get started on your way to success. 2. Motivation makes you keep moving. When on the path of success, you are not always rewarded with success. One has to fall down many times before getting up and moving ahead. Obstacles, after all, are an integral part to make you stronger. It makes you worthy of your success. So, you have to be mentally prepared to face the tough work, the challenges and the problems in self-improvement and motivation for success. 28. Order to move ahead. So, you need to keep yourself motivated in order to keep pushing and going ahead. 3. Do something extra. What is it that the successful do that we don't? We have always wondered about this and got no answer. It's what they do extra makes them successful. Even if you have started up, moved on and faced challenges, you still need to push it beyond what your normal capacity is. Only then would you yield the fruit of success. Doing the necessary would get the job done anyway, so how about doing that extra bit, so that the task itself would boast about who has done it? Think about it. 4. It's boring without motivation. Why do you take books to read or listen to music when going on a long journey? It is to make you feel fresh throughout the journey. Same is the case with motivation. The road to success is long, boring and tedious, but if you have motivation as your companion, then you need not worry about anything. Difficult times can be conveniently endured by motivation, as being motivated ensures that you not only do it the right way, but also enjoy yourself as you go ahead. So always feel motivated, keep your hopes high and look towards a brighter future. Education is one of the fundamental principles on which one's success depends. To understand the role of education and its impact on success, one has to first understand how they measure a successful life. A successful life can be denominated by a person's wealth, fame, career position, property, assets and most of all, their personality. While many argue that one needs to have luck for success and those who are born with wealth and assets are already successful, we do need to realize that being born with assets would not make us successful until we prove ourselves to be worthy of it. So regardless of the fact whether you are born rich or poor, you need to focus on how you can be successful and how you can maintain this position of yours. Now comes the question, why do people press on being educated in order to be successful? Well, it's quite simple. Education gives you the sense of direction, the knowledge, the skills and the focus which is needed in order to be successful. Of course, good rationale is also important, as many, who have succeeded in their career paths have done so because they made good decisions. But our decisions eventually depend on our education and are in some way affected by our level of education and experience. An educated entrepreneur and an uneducated entrepreneur have different approaches, strategies and planning tendencies. Moreover, education makes you stand out amongst the others, gives you dignity and grace. The chances of having better paid jobs and even better careers are all dependent on your level of education. College dropouts such as Bill Gates, Microsoft, Michael Sell, Dell Computers and Steve Jobs of Apple are some of the exceptions who were either so intelligent or hardworking that lack of education didn't stop them to be successful. But following their path is not everybody's rule of game, as we have to face the reality rather than dream about exceptions. Despite not having a self-improvement and motivation for success 30. College degree, these men were so hardworking and intelligent that they are today's billionaires. However, not everybody can follow the footsteps of these exceptional men, as we don't have the required intelligence or the luck in order to make it as big as them. So, what exactly do we do in order to make it as big? We can't just sit down and start dreaming. The best thing to do in these circumstances is to take charge and get educated. A master's or any professional degree is the key to success, as these degrees would not only land us in better paying jobs, but also make us worthy of it. Our personality and values would be shaped by the education we get, which would help us to deal with the numerous business and corporate situations that otherwise leave us confused. Moreover, our inner self would also be strengthened via education, as the values that our education would give us would also help us to portray ourselves in a much better way to the society. So always remember, the key to success is good education, as it transforms our knowledge, values and our approach towards the way to success.